Welcome back to Deadly Debates. I am your host, Trioxin Steve. Today, we carve into horror history between two 80s slashers driven with grit, trauma, and gore. The Prowler versus Maniac. Both share one artist behind this carnage, Tom Savini, the man who made gore look too real. Now, let's dive deep into this blood trail, shall we? Round 1, the origins and story. The Prowler, as I mentioned in my review a few days ago, directed by Joseph Zito, begins with a heartbeat and vengeance. A soldier betrayed by the love of his life in a Dear John letter returns home from war and murders her with a pitchfork during a graduation dance. Decades later, when the dance returned, so does the Prowler. Silent, methodical, and wrapped in military gear. Maniac, directed by William Lustig, sinks into a filth of New York City through Frank Zito's fractured mind. He's a loner obsessed with mannequins, haunted by an abusive mother, and driven to stalk, murder, and scalp women to give to his dolls into a new life. Two killers born from pain. One hides behind the mask, one hides behind madness. Round 2, Savini special effects and gore. Both films owe their shock power to Savini, Vietnam combat photographer turned to a makeup special effects legend. In The Prowler, Savini engineers some of the most realistic death scenes in that modern slasher era. The bayonet through the skull scene, the shower scene with the pitchfork impalements. Savini used a full-body dummy filled with pressured blood bags, timed to burst on impact, producing that haunting realism horror fans still even talk about. I still talk about it. Every kill feels wet and shockingly authentic. In Maniac, Savini took the brutality even further. Not only he designed the effects, he became a victim himself. The infamous shotgun scene to the head was filmed in a single real-time explosion. Savini filled a plastic cast of his own head with gelatin, wax, and leftover blood for texture. Then fired a real shotgun, loaded with blanks. The results? One of the most cinematic, most jaw-dropping headshots ever. The scalpings were done with layered latex appliances and hand-laid hair, filmed in a grim close-ups that made audiences nauseous. Not me. I was just like, keep it coming! Savini wasn't just creating gore. He was defining realism. The Prowler made you flinch. Maniac made you feel dirty watching it. I don't feel dirty. I feel amused. Round 3, the kill counts and style. And the Prowler racks up around 6 on-screen kills, but each feels surgical and quick. Efficient and painfully, very personal pain. The killer never speaks. His violence does not do all the talking. It's structured, like a soldier's mission, precise, emotionless, and effective. Maniac pushes close to 10 victims. Though some scenes blur the lines between fantasy and reality, Zito's attacks are sloppy, intimate, and full of self-loathing. He strangles, stabs, scalps, sometimes hallucinates his mother's face on victims. The horror here isn't just the body counts. It's watching the cycle collapse in real time. The Prowler is discipline and dread. Maniac is chaos and decay. Both kill differently, each represents the ultimate 80s fear. The stranger doesn't just kill you, but he studies you. Round 4, reception and legacy. Upon the release, The Prowler overshadowed by Friday the 13th. But fans later crowned it as one of the most underrated slashers ever made. Thanks to Savini's amazing work, everything was a relentless tone. Maniac, by contrast, horrified critics but captivated horror fans. It was banned in several countries, denounced as a pure filth. Wait till you see a Serbian film. And yet became a cult horror icon. Its raw realism and Spinelli's unnerving performance. Its influence bleeds into modern horror, even inspiring a 2012 remake starring Elijah Wood. I'm not gonna lie, Elijah Wood creeped me the fuck out in this remake and I was blown away. 2 films, 1 legend behind the effects, and proof that sometimes the artist of death outshines the killers themselves. Now it's time for my final verdict. Tonight's deadly debates isn't about who wins. It's about where horror hits harder. The Prowler gave us perfect precision. Maniac gave us madness unchained. But both prove that Tom Savini was, and still is, the real butcher king of the 1980s. Which nightmare do you choose? Do you choose Prowler? Do you choose Maniac? That's up for you to decide. Drop your comments down below. Who do you vote for? Who's the ultimate supreme slasher between these two Tom Savini's work? But there's more to come. By the way, I'd like to thank Mr. Bobby Lobotomy for this excellent suggestion. Keep it up, people. I like to see more and more suggestions. Thank you so much for your time. And as I always say, what do I say? Stay out of the daylight, snoochie boochies, or I don't know, maybe one more time. Roadhouse.